Hello students, today we will be starting chapter 4 quadratic equations. Now in this chapter few topics has been deleted this year, and that topic we can say as the topic which is deleted is whatever it is written in the syllabus is equations reducible to quadratic equation. So whatever are the word problems, that is from the word problems we reduce we get the equation in the form of the quadratic and hence we solve. That type of sums is deleted this year. So we can say, if we talk about the deleted portion in NCERT, in exercise 4.1 question number 2, children, you can cut. In exercise 4.2 from question number 3 to question number 6 you can cut. In exercise number, these all solved examples like example 11, like example 12, this you can cut. Exercise 4.3, this question number 4 to 11, all you can cut, all are word problems. Example number 17, exercise 4.4, question number 3, 4, 5, you can cut. So whichever sums you find, whichever is in the form of the word problems, that you can this time you can leave, but for the competitive examinations obviously we will have to practice. But for standard 10 syllabus, equations reducible to quadratic equation, that topic is deleted. Now let us start the quadratic equation. Rest all portions are included in quadratic equation. So let us start the topic quadratic equation. Now quadratic equation you are doing from the junior classes. What is quadratic equation? An equation whose degree is 2, or a polynomial, if we write in rough, a polynomial in the form of px equals to 0. If I write a polynomial px equals to 0, and if this polynomial is of degree 2, this is called a quadratic equation, roughly we can say. So let us start the definition of the quadratic equation. Before that, what we will do in this chapter is, first we will know the definition of the quadratic equation. Definition of quadratic equation. Now we will know after that methods of solving quadratic equation. Of solving quadratic equation. Now in method of solving quadratic equation, one method you are knowing, that is middle term factorization method. This many sums we have done in standard 9. Middle term factorization. What we have done actually in factorization method. Actually in standard 9, by middle term splitting we have done the factorization. Now that factorization means, suppose over here px equals to 3x square plus 2x plus 3. Now by middle term factorization you have factorized it and expressed it in the terms of the factors of two linear polynomials, and you have left over here. Now suppose over here this is given as 0, this equals to 0, then you will be getting two values of x. This is the solving of an equation, and you solved a polynomial in standard 9. So not much difference. You know how to split the middle term and factorize it. So middle term with the help of middle term factorization method, the first method of solving quadratic equation. The second method, by completing the square. Completing the square method. And with the help of this completing the square method only, the formula which came was quadratic formula. And it is also called Sridharacharya's rule. So we will be solving the quadratic equation by three methods: middle term factorization method, by completing the square method, and quadratic formula or Sridharacharya's rule. After that we will be knowing, when we will know the quadratic formula, we will be knowing about the discriminant d is equals to some value will be given if I write the definition of quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, the standard form I am writing. Then in the third topic we will be knowing about the discriminant. D is equals to b square minus of 4ac. That is, this b square minus 4ac, if I consider over here a, b and c as the coefficient of x square, x and the constant term, then b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant. About this discriminant we will be knowing in detail afterwards. But in short, right now only a brief review of the chapter. The value b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant, and the third topic which we will study is about the nature of the roots of this quadratic equation depending on the discriminant. And based on this discriminant only we will be getting more questions. So sums based on the nature of roots of quadratic equation. So the whole chapter is divided in this only. So main thing is to know how to solve the quadratic equation. In this method already we are knowing. The completing the square method is small topic, and this Sridharacharya's rule or quadratic formula is the main topic of this chapter. So let us start the chapter, children. So children, let us start the definition of the quadratic equation. You children understand the concept, why it is said, how it is said, why it is so, that all questions should come in your mind. And if the question is not answered in my video, please do ask me. So let us start the definition of quadratic equation. Definition. Quadratic means power 2. So an equation of the form ax square plus of bx plus c equals to 0, where a, b and c are real numbers. Now real numbers are the numbers which are both rational as well as irrational. A, b and c are real numbers, and a not equals to 0 is called a quadratic equation in standard form. Now why I have mentioned this standard form, children? This word standard I have mentioned because the powers of the x I have written in decreasing order, 2, 1 and 0. If I write this equation as suppose c plus bx plus of ax square, then also it is a quadratic equation. But in that case, I will not say that it is in standard form. I think you got what I want to say. Standard form. So this is the definition of quadratic equation. Now let us start the other definitions. So first, the solution or the roots of a quadratic equation. So roots of a quadratic. Now I will be writing QE for quadratic equation. Now whole chapter polynomials we studied about the zeros. Now whatever we meant zeros in the polynomial, we will mean roots in a quadratic equation or an equation also. In place of zeros we mean roots. So in a polynomial, whichever values satisfy the given polynomial are called the zeros, and in an equation whichever values satisfy are called the roots of the equation. The same with the quadratic equation also. So let us define the roots of a quadratic equation. So a real number let us suppose alpha is called the root of the quadratic equation ax square plus of bx plus of c equals to 0 if, I think you know, in place of x if I put alpha and then that equation, that value is equals to 0, then obviously it is a root of the given equation. If a alpha square plus b alpha plus c equals to 0. So right now we understood what is quadratic equation, what are the roots of a quadratic equation. The last simple definition also let us understand. Solving a quadratic equation means finding the roots of a quadratic equation. So let us proceed for finding the roots of a quadratic equation or the method of solving quadratic equation. So after the definition of the quadratic equations, its solution and its roots, let us first do some sums of exercise 4.1. Now exercise 4.1 question number 1 says that check whether the following are quadratic equations or not. So subparts are there from subpart number 1 to subpart number 8. Children, in this you have to solve this quadratic equation, solve this given equation, and if the power of the variable after solving is 2, then it is a quadratic equation, otherwise it is not. So I am solving only few parts, few sums I will be doing, the rest sums you have to try by your own. So number 1 is x plus 1 whole square equals to twice of x minus of 3. Now if I solve it over here, this will be x square plus of 2x plus of 1 equals to 2x minus of 6. Now this 2x will be cancelled, so we will be getting x square plus of 7 equals to 0. Obviously the power of the variable over here is 2, therefore since the power or degree of this equation is 2, therefore it is a quadratic equation. Let me solve one more. Number 8 I am solving. X cube minus of 4x square minus of x plus 1 equals to x minus of 2 whole cube. Now this will be x cube minus of 4x square minus of x plus 1, a minus b whole cube is a cube minus of 3a square b plus of 3a b square minus of b cube. This implies x cube minus of 4x square minus of x plus 1 equals to x cube minus of 6x square plus of 4 3s are 12x minus of 8. Now this x cube will be cancelled. Now this implies minus of 4 and plus of 6 will be how much? 2. So 2x square and minus 1 and minus of 12 will be how much? 13x, and plus 1 plus 8 will be equals to plus 9 equals to 0. Again we will be writing the same statement. Since the power of the variable is 2 over here, degree of this equation is 2, therefore it is a quadratic equation. So rest of the subparts you will be doing by your own. Now let us go to methods of solving quadratic equation. So methods of solving quadratic equation. Now number 1, by middle term splitting method. Middle term splitting method. Now for this topic children, except this exercise 4.2 question number 1, you will be doing some more sums from NCERT RS Agarwal as well. So what I am doing children, I am directly starting exercise 4.2 because middle term factorization you are being taught from standard 9. So I am starting exercise 4.2 question number 1. Number 1. Find the roots of the following quadratic equation by factorization. So it is question is x square minus 3x minus of 10 equals to 0. So we will take the factors of 10. Factors of 10 are 2 and 5, 1 and 10 itself. So over here this implies x square minus of 5x plus of 2x minus of 10 equals to 0. This implies x minus of 5 plus of 2 x minus of 5 equals to 0. This implies x minus 5 and x plus 2 equals to 0. This implies x minus 5 equals to 0 or x plus 2 equals to 0, right? Or this implies x equals to 5 or x equals to minus 2. Therefore, the roots of this given quadratic equation is 5 and minus 2. Next sum I am doing as part number 3. Root 2x square plus of 7x plus of 5 root 2 equals to 0. Now product of the first and the last term is 10 and this we have to factorize to get 7. So this I can write as, this implies root 2x square plus of 2x plus of 5x plus of 5 root 2 equals to 0. In these two, root 2x is common, so root 2x, so x plus root 2 plus of 5 and x plus root 2 equals to 0. This implies root 2x plus of 5 and x plus root 2 equals to 0. This implies root 2x plus 5 equals to 0 or x plus root 2 equals to 0. Remember to write all. This implies x equals to minus 5 by root 2 or x equals to minus of root 2. Let's do the last part of number 5. Number 5. 100x square minus of 20x plus 1 equals to 0. Now 100 into 1 is 100 and the factors of 100 we have to arrange to get 20. So obviously 10, 10, 100. So 100x square minus of 10x minus of 10x plus 1 equals to 0. This implies 10x, 10x minus of 1 minus of 1, 10x minus of 1 equals to 0. This implies 10x minus 1, 10x minus 1 equals to 0, implies x equals to 1 by 10 or x equals to 1 by 10. So it is a complete square. So both the zeros are 1 by 10 each and this is the answer. So next few sums I would like to do from RS as well. So RS we have got variety of sums in this quadratic equation chapter. All solved examples, also a lot of sums we can get. Example 17 you see children. In my book it is example 17. In your book maybe some other. Now let us do few sums from RS Agarwal. Now in R.S. Agarwal you can get many important, many good sums as well. A variety of sums are there. I am taking one example, solved example over here. Solved example number 17 as written in my book. But over here I am writing question 1. You find which question is there in your book. The question is solve 1 by a plus b plus x equals to 1 by a plus 1 by b plus of 1 by x. Here it is in bracket, it is written x not equals to 0 and x is not equals to minus of a plus b. Now in this variable we will shift to left hand side and will solve the term which has the variable. Now this implies 1 by a plus b plus of x minus of 1 by x equals to 1 by a plus of 1 by b. This implies x minus of a plus b plus of x divided by x into a plus b plus of x equals to a plus of b divided by ab. Now this implies x minus of a minus of b minus of x divided by x into a plus b plus of x equals to a plus b by ab. Simple solving, children. Now this x will be cancelled, and over here minus of a plus b by x into a plus b plus of x equals to a plus b by ab. Now this a plus b will be cancelled, and by cross multiplication we are getting x into a plus b plus of x equals to minus of ab. Let us bring it this side. So this implies ax plus of bx plus of x square plus of ab equals to 0. Now we have to arrange in such a way so that I could get two polynomials as the factors. I mean linear polynomial as the factors. So I will be taking common over here, then I will be getting x and x plus a, and over here common is b. So we will be getting, I am taking common from these two and these two. So over here x is common, so what is left? X plus of a, and in this what is common? B, and left is x plus of a equals to 0. You can arrange also, right, at one place. So this implies x plus of a and x plus of b equals to 0. This implies x plus of a equals to 0 or x plus of b equals to 0. This implies x equals to minus a or x equals to minus b, and this is the answer. It's an important question, children. Please do it by your own as well. Practice it properly. The next sum which I have taken is find for x or solve for x square plus 3 root 3x minus of 30. It is also from the exercise sum, question number 30 of R.S. Agarwal. In my book, in your book you find which question it is. Just I am solving all types of the questions. Now in this sum the root is in between, I mean in the middle term. So whenever we solve such question, I suggest the students to follow the method as you can follow the other method also of splitting, whatever you are confident with. What I do is this root 3 I take outside and this 3 I arrange. I used to tell the students to arrange 3. Now for that the product of the first and the last term is minus 30. Now minus 30 divided by this root 3 square will be equals to root 3 square, that is 3, will be equals to minus 10. Now this minus 10 I will arrange to get the value as 3. So this 10 to 5s are, so I can write this 3 as now 5 minus of 2. So 5 into minus 2 is minus 10 and 5 minus 2 is 3. I think now you understand. And minus of 30 equals to 0. Now this implies x square plus of 5 root 3x minus of 2 root 3x minus of 30 equals to 0. This implies x and common nothing we are getting else. So over here x plus of 5 root 3 minus of x minus of 2 and root 3 also is common. So left will be x plus, let me see, 30 divided by 2 root 3, 15, and 15 into root 3 by 3. 3 5s, yes, we are getting 5 root 3. Root 3 equals to 0. This implies x plus of 5 root 3 and x minus of 2 root 3 equals to 0. This implies x plus of 5 root 3 equals to 0, or x minus of 2 root 3 equals to 0. This implies x equals to minus of 5 root 3, or x is equals to 2 root 3, and this is the answer. Now one more type, let me find out. So let us do question number 56. 56, a new question, a new type of the question. Question 3. 1 by 2a plus of b plus of 2x equals to 1 by 2a plus of 1 by b plus of 1 by 2x. So over here all the things are in the denominator. It's question number 56. So as I think one similar type of the sum we did, in which 1 by x was in the denominator. So whichever term has the variable in the denominator, that term you will be shifting to the left hand side. Will solve similarly, and then you will be getting. So this sum I am leaving it for do it yourself. Try to do. If not, I will be helping, because one similar sum I have done. Now one more sum, let me find out. Okay, this type of the sum, question 4. And this sum I am taking as question number 65. This question is thrice of 3x minus 1 by 2x plus 3 minus of twice of 2x plus 3 by 3x minus 1 equals to 5. Now over here in this type of the sum, children, you can see the fraction, I mean the ratio which is given in the bracket. Over here, if I suppose it as p by q, then you can see it is q by p. Numerator over here is as denominator, and denominator over here is as numerator. So this the fraction which is given in the bracket we will suppose as some other variable. So let 3x minus 1 by 2x plus 3 equals to any other variable except x equals to y. Then given equation is 3y minus 2 by y equals to 5. Now this equation we will solve, and after that in substitution in number 1 we will be getting the value of x. So let us solve it. This implies 3y square minus 2 equals to 5y. I am rubbing on and writing this supposition over here. This implies 3y square minus of 5y minus of 2 equals to 0. So this implies 3 2's is over here minus 6, and minus 6 factors 2 and 3. Sorry, 6 factors are 2 and 3. We have to arrange so that the product is minus 6 and the operation is minus 5. So I can write over here as 3y square minus of 3y minus of 2y will be minus 5, but their product will be plus 6, and I need the product as minus 6. So better let us take the factors as 6 and 1. So minus of 6y plus of y. So their product is minus 6, but their operation is minus 5. So this one is correct arrangement. this arrangement is correct. So over here this implies 3y and y minus of 2 plus of 1 y minus of 2 equals to 0. This implies 3y plus of 1 and y minus of 2 equals to 0. This implies 3y plus 1 equals to 0 or y minus of 2 equals to 0. This implies y equals to minus 1 by 3 or y equals to 2. Now we have to substitute in equation number 1. Therefore 1 implies 3x minus 1 by 2x plus 3 equals to minus 1 by 3. This implies, let us cross multiply, 3x minus 1 equals to, into 3 equals to minus of 2x plus of 3. This implies 9x minus of 3 equals to minus of 2x minus of 3. This implies 9 and this will come this side, 9x plus of 2x and minus of 3 plus of 3 equals to 0. This implies 11x equals to 0 implies x equals to 0. Also 3x minus 1 by 2x plus 3 equals to 2 implies 3x minus 1 equals to 4x plus of 6 implies 3x minus of 4x equals to 6 plus 1. This implies minus x equals to 7 implies x equals to minus 7. Therefore x equals to 0 or x equals to minus 7, and this is the answer. Good. I am taking question number 69 of my book. It is a by x minus of b plus of b by x minus of a equals to 2 and x is not equals to b or a. Obviously if x is equals to a or b, this will be 0 and hence undefined form will be coming. So over here this I can write as x by a by x minus b minus 1 plus of b by x minus of a minus 1, means these two divided as 1 plus 1, we can write 2 as 1 plus 1 and 1 given to each term of LHS. So now solve it, this one and this one separately. So we will be getting a minus of x plus of b by x minus of b plus of b minus of x plus of a by x minus of a equals to 0. Now you can see these two terms are same. See over here, a plus b minus x, a plus b minus of x. So we can take that common, a plus b minus of x is common. So what is left? 1 by x minus of b, and over here what is left? 1 by x minus of a. This equals to 0. Now this implies a plus of b minus of x and x minus of a plus of x minus of b by x minus of a x minus of b equals to 0. Now this I can write as a plus of b minus of x, and the next bracket is, anything will be cancelled? No. So 2x minus of a minus of b and divided by, means whatever is divided that will become 0, so let us write this only is 0, into 2x minus of a minus of b equals to 0. I think you understand. This denominator will go to RHS and will be multiplied with 0 and will become 0. Over here minus of b equals to 0. Now this implies a plus of b minus x equals to 0, or 2x minus of a minus of b equals to 0. This implies x equals to a plus b, this one, or 2x equals to a plus b implies x equals to a plus b, or x equals to a plus b by 2. And this is the answer. This was question number 60. Question number 69. 69, what is the answer? A plus b and a plus b by 2. It's correct. So one more type. The next sum which I have written over here is a by ax minus 1 plus b by bx minus 1 equals to a plus b. It is question number 70 in my book of the exercise question. Now all the types of the question I am taking, children, you practice all the sums of RS as well from this chapter. Now over here in this sum, what we will do is, we will be shifting this a and b. One more sum I did in which here it was written 2, so 1 and 1 was given to both the terms. Here it is written a plus b. So similar arrangement over here, but what we will do is, this term has a, so I will be giving b to this, and this term has b, I will be giving a to this. And why answer is then, means if you ask why, there is no such explanation for why. By practice you will be able to understand how to solve these questions easily. So this implies a by ax minus 1 minus of b, this arrangement I am doing so that something common can be taken out, plus of b by bx minus 1 minus of a equals to 0. Similarly, let us solve these brackets. So this implies a minus of abx and plus of b divided by ax minus 1 plus of b minus of abx plus of a divided by bx minus of 1 equals to 0. Now you can see the numerator a plus b minus abx and a plus b minus abx. So this implies a plus b minus abx and in bracket 1 by ax minus 1 plus 1 by bx minus 1. I think now you got it. It's similar sum. This implies a plus b minus of abx divided by bx, I am leaving the denominator now, bx minus 1 plus of ax minus 1 equals to 0. This implies a plus b minus of abx equals to 0, or over here a plus bx minus of 2 equals to 0. This implies x equals to, how much it will be, a plus b by ab, or x equals to 2 by a plus b, and this will be the answer. The next sum which I have written over here is 3 power x plus 2 plus of 3 power minus x equals to 10. And similar to this question, 3 more questions are there in RS Agarwal in the exercise, and as well as you can find in solved examples also few questions are there. So solve such questions as well. This type of the question also comes under 2 mark section. So over here this implies 3 power x plus 3 power into 3 power 2 plus of 1 by 3 power x equals to 10. This implies 9 into 3 power x plus 1 by 3 power x equals to 10. Now let 3 power x as another variable, suppose y. Then 1 becomes 9y plus 1 by y equals to 10. This implies 9y square plus of 1 equals to 10y. This implies 9y square minus of 10y plus 1 equals to 0. Now you know how to solve such quadratic equation by middle term factorization. So this implies 9y square minus 9y minus y plus 1 equals to 0. This implies 9y and y minus 1 minus of 1 y minus 1 equals to 0. This implies 9y minus 1 and y minus 1 equals to 0. This implies y equals to 1 by 9 or y equals to 1. This implies 3 power x equals to 1 by 9 or 3 power x equals to 1. This implies 3 power x is equals to 3 power minus 2 or 3 power x is equals to 3 power 0. This implies x equals to minus 2 or x equals to 0. When bases are same, we can equate the powers. This rule you are doing from standard 6, and hence x equals to minus 2 and x is equals to 0 is the answer. So all types of the sums, children, I have dealt over here. If you feel to ask any other sum from this, many more sums are there. So it's not possible to do all the sums. So you practice all the sums. In my book it is given 73 sums in exercise as well as 22 sums in the solved examples. You practice all the sums. All sums are very easy and it's less time taking. And if you feel to ask any doubt, children, please do ask me. Now we will be going to the second method of solving the quadratic equation, that is solving quadratic equation by completing the square method. So let us move to that. Completing the square method. Now children, over here, as the name suggests, square. So we have to make something in complete square form. Now complete square is what? A plus b whole square or a minus b whole square. This much only for 2 terms, this much only we have done. If 3 terms and so on, it is not for this quadratic formula. So in this, let us start the sum only. One sum I will be doing, then I will be explaining the method. So let us do one sum. Suppose the question is, question number 1, solve or factorize, solve by completing the square method. The question is solve this equation by completing the square method. The question I am writing as 3x square minus of 5x plus of 2 equals to 0. Now what we will do is, we will make the first term a complete square. Now this first term can be made a complete square by 2 methods. Either we will multiply by these 3 or I will divide whole term by 3. So suppose I am multiplying all terms by 3. So it will become 9x square minus 3 5s are 15x plus 2 3s are 6 equals to 0. So now my first term is a complete square. So now I can write as 3x whole square, okay, minus, now I will not see this one, minus, over here minus sign is there. So now obviously I will be getting over here a minus of b whole square. If minus is there, I will be getting a minus of b whole square. Now a minus b whole square formula is a square minus of 2ab plus of b square. Okay? Now a square means a term we have got as 3x. Now minus is written. Now minus of 2 and a term is how much? 3x. Now what should I write over here so that the product of these 3 should become 15? So obviously over here I'll be writing over here 3, 2 3s are 6. If any time you have any problem, this 15 divided by these two terms you do. So 2 3s are 6, sorry, 3 2s are 6 and 3 5s are 15. So I'll be writing over here 5 by 2x, sorry 5 by 2. I think now children you understand. Again I am explaining this first step. In the first term we have to make a complete square either by multiplying the same term, I mean same numeral with all, or dividing this numeral to all. I have multiplied over here. So 9x square is the complete square of 3x minus of 2 into 3x into how much I should write so that it should become 15 by 2, sorry 15x. So what I will do is this 15 divided by this 2 into 3 I will do. What I have got 5 by 2. So I will be writing over here 5 by 2. Now you solve it, you will be getting 15x only. This 2 will be cancelled and 3 5s are 15, 15x we are getting. I think now you understand children. So over here I am writing over here the formula again. A minus b whole square equals to a square minus of 2ab plus of b square. So I have got a square minus of 2a and b. Now my b term is 5 by 2. So a square minus of 2ab plus of I need b square, 5 by 2 whole square. So this is now a complete square. But 5 by 2 whole square I cannot write over here. In this equation 5 by 2 whole square is nothing, is nowhere. So if I add something to an equation I have to subtract that also. So what I will do, I will write over here minus 5 by 2 square as well and plus 6 equals to 0. So what you can do, either you write over here minus 5 by 2 whole square and plus 6 equals to 0, or directly you can write this equals to 5 by 2 whole square minus 6. So this will, because it is a constant term, this will be solved that side. So whichever method you suits to you, that you do. Okay, I am solving the previous method only. So now this will be equals to 3x minus of 5 by 2 whole square equals to, now I am taking it that side, 25 by 4 minus of 6 equals to 0. 5 by 2 whole square will be 25 by 4 and this plus 6 when it will go to that side will become minus 6. Now this implies 3x minus of 5 by 2 whole square equals to 25 minus of 24, sorry, 25 minus of 24 by 4 equals to 1 by 4. This implies 3x minus of 5 by 2 equals to plus minus 1 by 2. This taking root of both the sides. So this implies 3x minus of 5 by 2 equals to 1 by 2, or let me write more neatly. This implies 3x minus of 3x equals to plus minus 1 by 2 plus of 5 by 2. Okay? This implies 3x equals to 1 by 2 plus 5 by 2, or 3x equals to minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 plus of 5 by 2. Now this implies 3x equals to 6 by 2, or 3x equals to 5 minus 1 is 4 by 2. 2 3s are and 2 2s are. This implies x equals to 3 by 3, that is 1, or x equals to 2 by 3. Therefore x equals to 1 or 2 by 3, and this will be the answer. So I think by completing the square you understand. Now this same question I am doing by the other method as well, in which I will be dividing each term by 3. So let us do. Now the same sum, what I said, I will be dividing by 3 and then I will be doing. So this implies x square minus of 5 by 3x plus 2 by 3 equals to 0. Now this implies x whole square minus 2 into first term is x into, what should I write as the second term to get 5 by 3x? So as I said, what we will do? We will do 5 by 3 divided by 2. So this will be equals to 5 by 6. So into what I will write over here? 5 by 6. So my second term is 5 by 6. So plus of 5 by 6 whole square and minus of 5 by 6 whole square and plus of 2 by 3 equals to 0. Now this implies x minus of 5 by 6 whole square equals to 25 by 36 minus of 2 by 3. So let us solve here itself. This will be 36 and this will be 25 minus 12. 12 to the 24. So this will be 1 by 36. Therefore x equals to 5 by 6 plus minus 1 by 6. Therefore x equals to 5 plus 1 by 6 or 5 minus 1 by 6 implies x equals to 6 by 6, that is 1, or x equals to 2 by 3. I think the same answer we got. Last time what answer we got? So we got the same answer as 1 and 2 by 3. So children, whether you do by this method, that is dividing this coefficient of x square by to all, or by multiplying this coefficient of x square to all. Now suppose in the same question, children, already this question is, suppose the question I am changing as 9x square minus 5x plus 2. Now in this case we should not divide or multiply by this coefficient of x square, because this is already a complete square. So we will be proceeding as such only, that is making it 3x whole square and hence arranging the other terms. So now I think you understand. So the method of completing square means factorization by method of completing square is to make a complete square either a plus b whole square or a minus of b whole square. Now let us move to some sums of NCERT exercise 4.3. Now exercise 4.3, question number 1 says that find the roots of the quadratic equation if they exist by the method of completing the square. Now the question is saying that if they exist. So if I get a question that in which roots does not exist, that also I'll explain. Number 1, 2x square minus of 7x plus of 3 equals to 0. So I prefer the method of multiplying. You can prefer the method of dividing. I am multiplying. So this implies 4x square minus of 14x plus of 6 equals to 0. By dividing also, children, you can do. I repeat. Okay, I'm doing by dividing also. Any method you can do, children. X square minus of 7 by 2x plus of 3 by 2 equals to 0. This implies x square minus of 2 into x into, what shall I write to become 7 by 2? So 7 by 2 divided by 2 will become 7 by 4. So 7 by 4. So over here plus of 7 by 4 whole square minus of 7 by 4 whole square plus of 3 by 2 equals to 0. This implies multiplying method is more easier, that's why miscalculation becomes lesser. So this will be x minus of 7 by 4 whole square equals to, let us take it that side, 49 by 4 4s are 16 minus of 3 by 2 equals to 40. Let us take the LCM, 16. So 49 minus of 2 8s are and 3 8s are is 24. So this will be 25 by 16. So this implies x minus of 7 by 4 equals to plus minus 5 by 4. This implies x equals to 7 by 4 plus of 5 by 4, or x is equals to 7 by 4 minus of 5 by 4. Implies x equals to 7 and 5 12. 12 by 4 is 3, or x equals to 7 minus 5 is 2, 2 by 4 is 1 by 2, and this is the answer. Now children, the question is saying again if they exist. Now suppose over here in the whole square term, suppose in the whole square term, in place of 25 by 16 we get minus 25 by 16. Now the square of any term cannot be negative. So here only we will be writing that since the square of any term cannot be negative, therefore the given system of the given equation has no solution. There only we will stop. But the same question if it comes in standard 11, there we will introduce this iota. So that is not in standard 10, but till 10 what you will be doing is what you will be doing is just simply you will be writing since the square of any term cannot be negative, hence no real roots exist, and my solution is complete. No need of solving over here. I repeat, if negative is coming, then only you will be writing since the square of any term cannot be negative, therefore the given equation has no real roots, and your solution is over. But over here we are getting positive, that's why I have solved. Number 3 I am solving. 4x square plus of 4 root 3x plus of 3 equals to 0. This is already a complete square, so no need of multiplying or dividing. 2x whole square plus 2 into first term into, what should I write, second term, so that it should become this much. For that I have told you this one divided by the product of these two. So it's root 3, so I'll be writing simply root 3. So my second term, that is the b term, is root 3. So plus of root 3 whole square and minus of root 3 whole square and plus of 3 equals to 0. This implies 2x plus of root 3 whole square equals to, this root 3 whole square will be how much? 3. So here it will be cancelled. Minus 3 plus 3 equals to 0. Here itself it is cancelled. This implies 2x plus of root 3 equals to 0. This implies x equals to minus of root 3 by 2. So both the roots are equal and the answer is minus of root 3 by 2. Let me once see the answer. Exercise 4.3. Question number 1, number 3. That's correct. So let us do the last sub part of question number 1. 2x square plus of x plus of 4 equals to 0. Now this implies x square plus of x by 2 plus of 2 equals to 0. This implies x square plus 2 into x into, what shall I write to become it x by 2? So as I explained over here, 1 by 2 divided by 2. So it will be equals to 1 by 4. So into 1 by 4. So plus of 1 by 4 whole square minus of 1 by 4 whole square plus of 2 equals to 0. This implies x plus of 1 by 4 whole square equals to 1 by 16 minus of 2. This will go that side and will become minus 2. This implies x plus of 1 by 4 whole square equals to 1. Yes, here we are getting the thing which I wanted. 1 minus of 32 by 16. So this implies x plus of 1 by 4 whole square equals to minus of 31 by 16. Here we will write since the, which is less than 0, since the square of any term cannot be negative, therefore the given equation has no real roots. We cannot say that it has no roots. It has roots, but that roots are imaginary, which we will be studying in further classes. But till then we will be simply writing that it has no real roots. So the second method, that is method of solving the quadratic equation by completing the square, is complete. Now we will be going to the quadratic formula or the Sridharacharya's rule of solving the quadratic equations. So till then, goodbye children. Thank you.